Hey everybody, we are going to do a little garden tour today. I haven't done one of these yet, so bear with me. My garden is not big, it's not elaborate, but it works. This is my fenced in garden, and then I will take you down on the other end of our property where we have an open field garden that I just planted a couple days ago. Before we go in the garden, Asa wanted to say hello to everybody. This is Asa Jane. She is my Great Pyrenees and Anatolian Shepherd mix. She is my livestock guardian dog. She takes care of the property. She takes care of my chickens and my guineas, and she's a great dog. All right, let's go on in. And first up, you can see my greenhouse. It's still an ongoing project. We've got the door on. We've got almost all of the siding on, and we've got a bench inside, but that's as far as we've made it. The roof is on, some of the trim is on, so it's getting there. All right, as we come around to the side of the greenhouse, I have some broccoli that's going crazy. I'm hoping that I'm gonna get a good harvest out of it before it gets too hot and goes to seed. You can see I've got a few nice little heads going on there. Back here in this raised bed is my strawberries, and they've already produced everything they're going to produce this year, but they are looking nice. And we've got some runners setting off that we will be replanting. I don't have a whole lot coming up yet because we've had so much rain. May was 90% rain, it felt like. So what I do have planted is just now starting to come up, or not even come up at all. So here I have some cabbage and onions in this bed, and I don't think they're probably going to make anything before the butterflies get on my cabbages, but we might get a few heads, and if we don't, I'll be planting some more of that in the fall. Over here we've got some, these are purple potatoes that I planted. I've also got a couple small Brussels sprouts going on, so not much going on in that bed. Like I said, everything's just now coming up. My oregano's going crazy. I probably need to trim it again. But I just wanted to step back here and let you see what my garden consists of. I have, there's the greenhouse. So I have 3 rows of 4 raised beds. And these raised beds are made from shipping crates where my husband works. He used to be able to get those, and they are oak, untreated, so they were perfect. And every crate that he brought home to me, we cut in half and made 2 raised flower beds. That's been about 6 years ago now, and a couple of them are starting to decay. So what I'm going to do, instead of ripping them out, and because I've worked really hard on the dirt that is in my flower beds to get it nice and fertile, I am going to add boards, and I'm in the process of that now. I'm going to add boards along the sides so that I will eventually make 3 long raised beds. So that is my intention with that. But you can see, you know, I'm just now getting the garden started, but I did want to give you a little tour. Now let's go on the other side of the greenhouse. Okay, so here's the other side of the greenhouse. And as I pan around through here, you're going to see that it's kind of an odd looking garden. I am trying the no-till lazy gardener's method this year. And what that is you don't till it. In the fall, we added loads of mulch and compost, and then we covered it with leaves. So I am telling you what, it may not be the prettiest garden, but I love it. I have not had to weed. I might have pulled maybe 2 weeds out of here, and with all of the rain that we have had in May this year, like, this garden would have been covered in weeds, and it's not this year. So as I pan across through here, you will see I have a row of sweet potatoes planted here, and you will see sporadically out through there I have some regular russet potatoes that are coming up. They're volunteers, and I'm just going to let them grow. Everything else you will see on this side is tomatoes, and you're probably thinking, why did she plant so many tomatoes? Let me tell you, my daughter is also going to be reaping from this garden because they just moved into a new house just a couple weeks ago, and she's not going to have time to even plant a garden. So I am not only doing tomatoes for my family, but her family as well, and we will can oodles and oodles of tomato products. We can spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce, tomatoes, ketchup, you name it, barbecue sauce. We do all of that in the fall. So even though it looks like a ton of tomatoes, it's really not going to be for both of our families. So, and on this side, I've got 2 rows of peppers, and yes, another row of tomatoes right there. And then here I've just got 3 little okra plants that are not really doing too hot, but we're going to see if they're going to come out of it. I've got another small row of onions. And then I've got some pots up here. We've got some mint. I've got some chocolate mint and pineapple mint. I've never grew those before, so I'm excited about that. I have a small chamomile bush and some Brussels sprouts and a few tomatoes here and there. So I'm really just in the process of getting everything in the ground and in the pots. So I don't have very much of it planted. I did forget to show you this one last raised flower bed. I just put that here this year, about a month ago, and I've got it full of sweet potatoes. So I'm excited. Hopefully my sweet potatoes do pretty good this year. But I'm excited to get it going. It just seems really late this year. But that's okay, because we'll be harvesting clear into probably October. So if I walk outside of my little fenced garden, you'll see these are just some extra raised flower beds that I had that I wasn't going to use. So because the rabbits and everything can get to these if they want to, I just simply throw in not wild, but a mixture of flowers, seeds. So I do have several little flower seeds coming up in here. There's some morning glories. There's some hollyhocks. Goodness, marigolds, coxcomb, dahlias, zinnias, you name it. I have threw just a mixture in here, and I'll just pick those for my fresh flowers. And then finally over here, the last thing I want to show you up here is my raspberry bushes. I planted these last year, so they're only a year old, and I've already gotten 2 raspberries off of it. So, and Asa, what's the matter? You all right? Anyway, I've already gotten a couple raspberries off of it, so it's a work in process. But you will see as the year goes along, this whole entire thing will be lush, green, and full of life and full of fruit. Okay, so let's head down to the other end of the property now, and we'll take a peek at what I've got going on down there. Okay, we are down on the other end of the yard, and I just wanted to give you kind of a perspective of how it's laid out so you can see my house up there. And as I pan around through here, you can tell just how far down it is. And here is my big garden. It is not fenced in, so I do have to be careful of what I put in here, because the rabbits and the deer will eat it up if I'm not careful. I do have Asa again, but sometimes she likes to take a nap at night, and she doesn't really run off the animals like she's supposed to sometimes. But honestly though, she's great. Most of the time she keeps them ran off. But anyways, I do have the top of it up here is planted with potatoes, and I'll show you those in a minute. And everything else is just going to look like plain tilled dirt right now. But this kind of hopefully will give you an idea of how big the area is. It's a good sized garden. So right now, let's take a walk up through here. And I will show you everything we have going on. So here's my potatoes. I have 5 rows of potatoes, and you can see they're doing pretty good. They're a little bit slow here in the middle, but I just mulched them a few days ago, so I'm hoping that'll help them take off a little better. And we did have good rain last night, so as we move down through here, I have, you can't see them, but I promise you, there's 15 rows of Silver Queen corn that we just planted. Then I have several rows here, and they consist of some gourds, some zucchini, some sunflowers, some butternut squash, let me think, pumpkins, several different kinds of pumpkins. And then this section in here, I have not planted yet. So I have about, probably about 20 feet here that I still need to plant. And that's where you come in. I would like to have suggestions of what I can plant in this middle section of my garden. I've got some pumpkins down here on this end also, because I wanted them to be able to vine out onto the grass if we need them to be. But anyways, I want suggestions of what else I can plant in here. Like I said, I have about 20 feet. I do have some Indian corn that I'm going to plant, but I'm going to give the first corn a couple weeks before I do plant it. And I don't even know if it'll be ready by fall in time for decorating with it, but I am going to plant a few rows of that. Otherwise, that'll still give me, gosh, 15 feet at least. So I'll have room for 10 or so more rows. So drop it in the comments what you think I should plant there, and we'll give it a go. So I hope you've enjoyed my very first garden tour, and hopefully you'll be able to watch the garden grow with me and see what we can harvest out of it. I do want to just add one last thing. This pampas grass is my husband's, and it does the best on the property. If you can see, it's taller than I am already, and I'm 5'2". So he will most likely be bragging about it. It is beautiful, but he always lets me know every summer that it's his, not mine. And we'll just give you one last little look at the pond, which again is my paradise. People say, let's go on vacation, let's go on vacation. I don't want to go on vacation. I love it here, and probably would never leave if I didn't have to. But anyways, hope you enjoyed our little tour, and hopefully it's one of many. Have a good one.